Hi, good morning, afternoon, or evening. My name is Ashby, and welcome to my class. So, um, in this case, I'm not going to mention the topic, um, because I want to do a little exercise with you, and I need your help. So, as you can see, I have three sentences, and the words are in different order. So I need that you put them in the correct order. So the first, played I soccer have. What do you think is the correct order? Yes, exactly. I, because I need a subject. I. What is the next step? I need an auxiliary. So what is the auxiliary? Have. I have the action or the verb. What is? Played. And the last one, soccer. I have played soccer. Yes. The second one, essay, written, have, I, and. What is the correct order? Yes. Again, I need a subject first. I. What is my auxiliary in this sentence? Have. I had the action or the verb written, and essay. Yes, I had written an essay. Okay, at this point, you can see what I'm talking about. Yes, so in this sentence, it could be a little more large, but yes, you can do it. Is book I by finish will have 6 p.m. this. What do you think is the correct order? Exactly. If I talking about present perfect, past perfect, what do you think is this sentence? Exactly. Future perfect. So we need to start with by. What is the next? By 6 p.m. I. My auxiliary. What is my auxiliary? I will have finished my action or my verb this book. Okay, by 6 p.m. I will have finished this book. And this tense is future perfect. So the topic of today is perfect tenses. Present, past, and future perfect. So we start with present perfect. Yes, present perfect shows an action or condition that began in the past and continues into the present. Yes, and they are actions that repeat and repeat, and you will probably repeat and or keep doing it. And for example, Dan has called every day this week. Remember with the auxiliary has, In the present perfect, we have two, has and have. Has for the third person and have with the first, second, and plural. So, the another hand, they have called every day this week. Yes, is something that you start in the past and continue to do in the present. Yes. Okay. As you notice, we saw this topic after, but I want to do a feedback, a brief feedback. So I'm going to pass with the next topic, past perfect, and you you need to remember about the present perfect. For example, the already, yet, still, yes, the structure with that words. Okay, the second one, past perfect. The past perfect shows an action or condition in the past that came before another action or condition in the past. For example, I have two two sentences, but it's one. I have bought the ingredients and I made a cake. What do you think is the first sentence or the first part of the sentence? Yes, I have bought the ingredients because you need the ingredients to do a cake. So the past perfect is before than past simple. Past simple, it's here, and past perfect is in this section. Is before. It's a little bit easy than the present perfect because in this case we need only one auxiliary, that is have. If you can't use it with what else subject, first person, second person, and third person, and plural. And the last tense, future perfect, shows an action or condition in the future that will occur another action. Yes, it's an action that now is happening or will happen in the future. And we think that will finished. Is accompanied by a temporary expression like by, it could be this week, by this time, by hours, by 2 o'clock, for example, or maybe another one before, or by this morning. Yes, by this week he will not send the email. As you can see, this verb is irregular, so for these tenses you need to know the regular and irregular verbs. Send, in this case, is an irregular verb, and for example, arrive, arrived is an regular verb. Okay, now that we have quickly seen the explanation of the three tenses, we will see the structure of this. For example, the present perfect. You know that we have three forms: the positive, negative, and interrogative. So the first is positive, so the first step, I need a subject, right? Plus, we need an auxiliary. Where is my auxiliary in the present perfect? Exactly, have or has. Plus my verb in participle form and the complement. Yes, for example, you have, because it's second person, have seen this movie. Okay, the second part, the negative form. I need again a subject plus my auxiliary, have or has, and my negative form, not. I have not, or she has not, and the complement. For example, she has not or hasn't, the contraction. She hasn't, she has not eaten vegetables. Okay, and the last one, the interrogative form. What happened here? We need to change my subject and my auxiliary. So, in the first step, we have or has plus my subject. Oh, sorry. In this part, I forgot my verb. Yes, sorry, my verb in participle form and my complement. Yes, she has not eaten vegetables. Yes, okay. Again, have has in the interrogative form plus my subject plus my verb in participle form and finally my complement. And don't forget your question mark. Okay, for example, have you read this book? Okay. This is the structure of present perfect. positive, negative, and interrogative. Now I can pass with another past perfect. In this case, is more easier. For example, in the positive form, we have again my subject, and what happened here? I need my auxiliary. If in the present it was have and has, in the past perfect we need only one auxiliary for all the subjects, that is had. So I have my subject, my auxiliary verb, my auxiliary had, my verb in participle form, and the complement. So with the previous example, you have, but in the past perfect you had seen this movie. The negative form is the same. I have my subject and plus my auxiliary had and my negative form not. So with the previous example, she has not or hasn't in the past, she had not or she hadn't. She had not or she hadn't eaten vegetables. Okay, and the last one, the interrogative form. My auxiliary is had, and the rest of the structure, my subject, my verb, and my complement. So with the previous example, had you read this book? Okay. And the last one, the future perfect. Okay. And the last is the same. For example, in the positive form, I have my subject, and then what is the auxiliary of the future? In this case, will. Will have my verb in past participle and the complement. So with the previous example, you will have seen this movie. Okay. The negative form, I have my subject, my auxiliary will, she will not, or won't, she will not or won't. The contraction plus eaten plus vegetables. And the last one, the interrogative form. Remember, you need to change the subject and the auxiliary. So in the first position, we have will, my auxiliary, My subject, will you, will you have, read this book. Don't forget your question mark. Will you have read this book? Okay, and they are the structures of present, past, and future perfect. Okay, and I have some exercises to do together. So the verbs are finish, over, and clean. So the first, we, our game before the methods started theirs. Past perfect. What is the structure of past perfect? Yes, is we have. Okay, what verb it could be? Finish, over, or clean. We have finished our game before the methods started theirs. Okay. The second one. Angelica frequently to help. Present perfect. What is the structure of present perfect? Okay, Angelica frequently has, because it's a third person. She has. Okay, what verb it could be? Over or clean? I think it's over. Angelica frequently has over it to help. Okay, and the last one, clean. I the whole kitchen by the time mom returns. Okay, in future perfect. Okay, I will have cleaned it. Yes. And yes, in the future tense, it doesn't matter if the subject of your sentence is singular or plural. The verb is in past participle. And I can say that in all the perfect tenses include a form of the auxiliary and the past participle. The auxiliary have, had, or has, or will have. But in all the tenses, we have the auxiliary have. And for homework, you can practice these tenses and try to make a short story, and yeah, try to compare the three tenses with these structures. Ok, y finalmente como conclusión puedo decir que en este tema de los tiempos perfectos, yo lo hice más o menos de esta forma porque yo tomé en cuenta que es para una clase hacia universitarios que previamente pues ya tienen conocimiento del inglés, que ya saben las estructuras. Simplemente quise dar como esa parte de un feedback para que ellos pudieran recordar ciertos detalles que a lo mejor se les pudieron haber olvidado. Y bueno, apoyándome de varios ejemplos, tratando de buscar ejemplos que sean simples pero que también se entiendan, que a lo mejor si van a ser más complejos, bueno, la estructura no va a cambiar. Me fijé más en la habilidad escrita porque, bueno, una vez aprendiendo la estructura correcta en la forma escrita, es mucho más fácil después realizarla tal vez o fijarse bien en un reading. Y me basé más en dar ejemplos, dar en las tres estructuras un ejemplo diferente para que ellos tuvieran esa variedad y pudieran tener mayor, una mayor certeza de que la estructura sigue siendo la misma pese a cómo esté escrita la oración. Y también pues tratar de que los chicos hagan las cosas o utilicen estos tiempos de la manera correcta. Y pues eso sería todo. Muchas gracias.